Well, hello there. Welcome to day 5 of our 11 questions. If you don't know what this is about, I have a playlist going, or you can just scroll back a few videos and check out day 1. Kind of explains it a little bit. So, without further ado, here's today's question. Similar to question number 2, but entirely different. So, what is the best or most worthwhile investment you've ever made? That could be money, time, energy, whatever you consider to be the best or most worthwhile investment that you have ever made. It's easy to say, your family or something like that. That's an obvious given, I think. And as I've never had money, I haven't really invested money in much of anything. So for me, and thinking about this, I came up with the time and energy that I've spent, that I've invested in learning about this nation's origins. I have read pretty much all that I know of, all the founding documents and the documents that surrounded those, the Federalist Papers, the Anti-Federalist Papers, essays, articles, personal letters, letters between our founders, the stuff that they read before the founding of this country. Stuff by Paine and Smith and a whole host of people. That takes you back to a lot of England's founding documents, the Magna Carta and stuff like that. And the more you read, the further it takes you. It takes you back into Greek philosophy. It's really, really interesting how it all ties together. The takeaways and stuff from some of that stuff. And then going forward, I've read, well, countless, too many to mention, but things like the letters from Jefferson to Adams, which there were a ton of those. They spent most of the last 40 years of their lives writing letters back and forth to each other. They had a very interesting relationship. And the letters from presidents and senators and judges, and there's just so much stuff to read that will teach you about what they were thinking, why they were thinking it, how it influenced the creation of our founding documents, and how our country went forward based on some of those writings and some of the things that they've, put together. I think it's invaluable to know that stuff. I've even taken several online classes from Hillsdale College. They have some great free online stuff that you can take about, the Declaration, the Constitution, the Federalist Papers, the founding, all kinds of stuff. But I don't think many of us learned that in school, especially, well, definitely not high school, unless you majored in early U.S. history. You probably haven't heard a bunch of it either. because they just don't teach it. But my way of thinking has been, if we don't know how we got here, where we came from, what the original intent was, and all that stuff, then we probably don't care where we're going. And that's dangerous. Doesn't matter which side of the coin you like to land on. Because there are some things you need to know before you can form an opinion, or at least a semi-educated opinion. I'm not saying I'm some brilliant historian, far from it. But I know enough to know that a lot of that stuff's overlooked in modern thinking. And that's a real shame. So that's what I went with. On a completely unrelated note, if you're still with me, I sprinkled some bird seed out in the yard a little while ago, and I've got 5 or 6 dark-eyed juncos over there, a white-crowned sparrow, it's funny, you don't see dark-eyed juncos congregate very much. You normally only see 2 or 3 of them together, but there's 6 of them over there right now. Pretty cool. They're some of my favorite birds. Anyway, thought I'd share that with you, what I'm looking at while I'm talking. Comment, do a VR, whatever you feel led to do. I'm putting every response I get's going into the playlist, so people will be able to see it there as well. There's been some good stuff so far. Some really good comments, a couple of VRs. So, I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. I will see you in the next episode. Until then, you know the drill. Enjoy your pipe and ignore the hype.